All right, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Happy Thursday. Just want to make sure everything is sounding good, looking good. Put a thumbs up in the chat. Let me know if everything is looking good, sounding good. If the music is too loud, let me know. We got a little bit of music playing in the background. We wanted to get some liquid drum and bass going for this price action and for the data that came out today, the CPI data, the consumer price index, and the inflation rate has come out more bullish. So it was lower than expected, lower since as low as COVID times. So let's get into some of that data right now. We'll just go right into the breaking news. Is it my birthday? No, it's not my birthday. It's definitely not my birthday. But it's check this out. We got US inflation hits 2.4%, lowest in 4 years. So the US inflation rate for March 2025 has decreased to 2.4%, which is lower than the anticipated 2.5%. Oh my gosh, 0.1% difference. Additionally, the core CPI inflation rate fell to 2.8, below the expected 3, marking the second consecutive month of decline. This drop in inflation rate represents the lowest annual inflation rate in 4 years and the first month-over-month decrease since the COVID-19 era. And then we're going to go into kind of what Grok gave us, the market context, and also just the bottom line of what this data actually means. And so the March CPI data came in with that monthly decline. So it leans bullish for the markets in the immediate term, but because of the nature of, there's only a 90-day pause, but with these tariffs. So if you're not like current with the news that's been happening, Trump's administration put a 90-day pause on all of the tariffs that were put on the countries that were on that nice board. It was a list of different countries, all with different amounts of percentages of tariffs, but then those have been paused besides China, forcing China to come to the table to make a deal, because all of the other countries that had those tariffs put on, they immediately had Trump on speed dial and was ready to come to the table to make a deal. So I think ultimately what this is doing is putting it's putting pressure. I think it's just putting pressure across the markets. But then yesterday, whilst we had that, that announcement, we also had Trump posting, it's a good time to buy. And a lot of the times we can't always trust these tweets from the president, or whether it be the tweets from his sons, because the last time someone said, oh, it's a good time to buy, or it's a good time to buy ETH, it's been down ever since. So you kind of have to take it with a grain of salt, but this time he was right. I mean, that was like the signal. It was like being in a Trump private signal group, but then he just told everyone and was expecting us to be like, oh, should we take the bet? And it's like, if you didn't take the bet, you probably do feel a little stupid. We went micro bearish for like a second, and the moment we went micro bearish for the day, that was when everything flew. So it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm sure there was a lot of people that were probably on the other side of that pump, and that's okay. But what's interesting is that we had Trump's team, though. They were ready for it for sure. Where is that? Here's the video. Let's play the clip of what he said. I was just like, wow, this is crazy. Let's turn it up.
He made $2.5 billion today, and he made $900 million. And he made $2.5 billion today.
He's like, oh, he made $200 million. My buddy over there made $150 million. This guy made $500 million. I was like, man, could have told us a little earlier. I don't know, maybe, but I guess it's just cryptocurrency markets, and these markets in general are just insane. It's just wild. Every day is something crazy. And especially with every single day coming out with a different type of, either there's going to be something with the tariffs, or something with the feds, or something with and I think ultimately, if we just zoom out and look at the market from a macro standpoint, we know that these are just games that they play to eventually cause this money printer and the liquidity to increase. And what's going on? We got the Army Piper Academy here. We got Army Piper in the house, and we got the Academy. So guys, we're getting rated right now. We're getting fully rated. What is going on? Let's get all the likes up. Smash up the likes. That is the easiest way that you can support this channel, and it's 100% free, and it's actually crucial for the survival of my channel. If my channel is going to survive, it has to be liked, which there's a button for that. It's called the freaking like button, so we got to destroy it. We got to get those likes up to 22. If we get the likes up to 22, we will be sending some people from the Piper community some free bags of coffee. How about that? So if you want some free bags of Beancoin coffee, the premier coffee crypto brand that is going to take the world by storm, well, then you better smash up that dang like button, because we'd love to give away some free coffee. And it's no KYC. It's absolutely no KYC. You don't have to KYC to hit the like button. It's absolutely free. You don't even have to be subscribed to the channel to hit the like button. You don't even have to put anything in the chat to hit the like button. You can be completely silent and fully grift on this channel, but as long as you hit the like button, that is the only requirement. All right, so let's look at the S&P 500 zoomed out. So let's look at the weekly. We'll go to the weekly, and we bottomed here. You can see the S&P bottomed last year exactly around this time in April, and we did a, what was it, like a 6%, little crash, 6.5%. And so we're coming, what's interesting is I circled these areas. So the recovery hit right into previous support areas if you look on the daily of the S&P. So that we're just looking at the S&P. We could probably look at the Russell too, the other index, and that can give us some data as well. You could see here that now we're sitting at these areas from where we had that 6% downturn on the S&P 500, correlated with the stock market, that these were the support areas where we bounced and ranged. So we ranged from here, went back up into 5,600, and then we ranged back into that support area with a little lower, but even making a lower low from that support area, we crushed it. We started to go up, and you can see from then and from August 2024, we ticked up and we stopped at another resistance point. If you see here, there's right there and right there. So I'm looking at from where we just bottomed, and now that we just took a bit of a cool off, we cooled off just from the day, and it seems like if it's going to continue that similar market structure right here, then we could see a bounce around these areas maybe. We can maybe see these areas, a key area to bounce. And because we are just coming off of the announcement of the 90-day tariff pause, it could be that more bullish news can come into the markets, into the playing field for some deals being made, which could be a more bullish uptick into the stock market. I think what I think is happening is that the treasuries and bonds, like the bonds market, is a little shaky, but the treasuries, I think, is what are going to end up being bought up. Then also you got gold being bought up heavily. You see gold and Bitcoin still holding strong through all of this volatility. Even though the stock market went down like it did, crypto was able to hold pretty strong. And you can see here, this is Ethereum, the BTC, ETH BTC pair, where it's almost like it wants to go to 0.017 for the BTC pair, and it's like, are you too good for your home? Are you just gonna go home already? We'll see what happens. But right now, Bitcoin was just trying to test into some of these levels here, up into 81 on this falling wedge. You can see we have this falling wedge, and we made a bit of a divergence here. And if we can actually break out of this, what looks like a bull flag, at least on the 5-minute, I'm hoping that we can actually continue. Because this was a nice cool off. This is a nice cool off. I'd hate for it to go right back into 78. I mean, that would suck. But if we can continue, and we do break out of this pattern, if it's a pattern that we would like to break out of, then we would be eyeing this just where we just cooled off at resistance. And you can see it's pretty decent resistance here at 83.7 here. And that's how it's looking for Bitcoin here at the moment. And it looks like the structure here changed pretty quickly. We just had, we were up, touching into this range. It could continue to keep drawing down, but there's got to be a bounce point at some point, because we do, if we look here, we have decent support, because this is where whenever we ticked up really hard from the bounce zone, we actually continued up to 83.5. But we stopped here, we cooked up to 81, where we just had this, was this previous, just right on that resistance on this level. Are we just ranging and respecting range levels? If we're respecting range levels, then this could be a nice bounce point. And we'll just kind of range in between here. But if we're gonna respect this level, which is 80,005, then that could be where we are headed here in the short term. We gotta push up a little bit more volume. Okay. Think what we're going to do here is, because the last time we were in this particular situation, Sonic is actually doing really good, but we are testing out doing another evaluation on this prop trading. And so we're going to see what happens. We have to really watch it now. We have 4 coins that we have been eyeing, which is Sol, Sui, Sonic, and BTC. Is the BT cycle dead? I don't think so. I mean, if you read the title, the banks are still predicting that we get a, let me see, is it really breaking down? Okay, yeah, this is where I have to make a decision, and I have to close. I'm going to close all positions right now. I might close all positions right now to make sure. There we go. Because last time this happened, this could be a fake out. It could be a fake out drop, but this one's looking pretty nasty. But what I'm doing is not going to do what I did yesterday, where I saw there was a really nasty drop happening, and I didn't do anything about it, and I could have saved the trades. So, close them out, and just let's see if we can respect some of these levels. Looks like if we can bounce off of 80,005, you can see it here. It's breaking down currently. So what I just did was a pretty smart move. If anything, that was the smartest move I've made in the past couple of days. Just that one single move I just did. But yeah, I don't think that the BT cycle is dead. Let's go into the article real quick. Well, I'd like to watch this price action because it's like, this is... Oy. This is the Coinbase chart. Here's Bitstamp. Bitstamp looks like it wants to... It could bounce, but if you see here, this... Why do I have this level marked? Ooh, yeah, 80,300. 80,300 actually looks like a pretty decent level. You gotta remember, this thing just started to rip. It ripped. And look at this candle. So it's gonna be hard to pick where it could try and retrace back into. But this looks like a pretty decent level. Yeah, 80,000? 80,000? Does that look about right? What are you guys thinking? You thinking 80K? We're eyeing 80,003 right now. You can see it. I already had it marked on the chart. A lot of the times, you know, these levels really get respected. But dang, this falling wedge here, it's really so it broke through. We've now cleared this area where it was a previous bounce from the breakup of this engulfing candle, this 2%, 2.4% candle. This was the bounce zone. This is where we lifted off with 78,000. We lifted off at 78,000. Make sure you guys are smashing up the likes. We got 15 likes so far. We got 22 people in here. If we get up to we got to get up to 20 likes before the first 30 minutes. We're 18 minutes in. And if we can get to 30 likes, before 11:30, 30 likes before 11:30, we're going to be giving away some free coffee. Let's do it. Okay, so let's get into the title of the live stream. Let's kind of get into it. So Bitwise maintains Bitcoin to 200,000 forecast and could be achievable this year. So Bitwise stated that it maintains its previous forecast that Bitcoin's price will reach 200,000 within the year. So that's Matt Hogan of Bitwise, super bullish. Analyzed at a weaker dollar, which we've been talking about the DXY and how that's correlated and how it has been correlated along with the Fed tightening or easing, and then also putting in the liquidity in the money and printing more money. All of that combined had caused rips in the market from previous cycles. So if this all kind of lines up and we get that same macro play from the previous 4 years, 4 or 5 years, then we could see this price come into play. And it's actually, this is right, lines up perfectly with our Binance chart. If you look at our Binance chart, it's Fartcoin coded. I mean, look at, and by the way, we are going to get into Fartcoin. We again, we're in a Fartcoin long, got stopped out, and then the son of a gun just wants to just rip to the upside. And I've been jokingly saying that Fartcoin is a leading indicator of bullishness in the entire market because heat rises, fart rises. And oh God, it's just ridiculous. I'll even show you. Look, here's the entry. 47 cents. 47 cents. 79% move to the upside. I tell you what, guys, I'll tell you. Nothing's more frustrating than missing the fart coin long. Are you a short farter or a long farter? Do your farts go long or short? That is the question. May I ask you a few questions? Okay, so Hogan stated that the financial system will shift to a multipolar system where hard money like gold and Bitcoin play important roles. So this is what we've been talking about as well, that the unraveling of the old systems, TradFi systems, but then also kind of going ironically back to how we used to peg things to the dollar. Like we were backed by gold and we were backed by, I don't know, what else were we backed by? Backed by oil or backed by our goods, our services. A good friend of mine mentioned, she's like, look, the dollar is backed by the goods and services that are produced in America by Americans and American companies. And that's what can actually back and strengthen the dollar. But also then when we go back to maybe possibly having a gold standard, we don't know where the gold is. They basically audited Fort Knox and they haven't said shit since. They were like, oh, it ain't there. They probably went in and it ain't there. The gold's not there. That got hushed up real quick, and people are talking, well, what happened with the gold? Where's the gold? We stopped talking about it. The tariffs have taken all precedent of any other information that we should probably know about if we have any gold or not. That's probably one of the biggest scams in history, is that there's no gold. There's no gold in Fort Knox. You really think there's gold in Fort Knox? Probably not as much as they say there is. But it would be very fascinating if they actually were to tell us like where the gold is or if there's even any in there, because that conversation got hushed up real quick. Apparently they were supposed to live stream it. All right, so Matt Hogan stated on the 9th through the official website, Bitwise predicted last December that Bitcoin would reach 200,000 by the end of this year, and added this forecast is still valid. The intrinsic value of Bitcoin is simple. In times of international disorder and unstable currency systems, if you are looking for an asset with scarcity and global digital store value that is not controlled by governments, meaning they can't turn it off, they can't like stop Bitcoin in that sense. There's no way that they can control it by those modalities. The only way that they can, quote, control it is the price. They can manipulate the price through the futures market, through the derivatives market, and that's how they can control the price. But they can't turn it off. They can't reprogram it. They'd have to fork it, but then it's still the original chain. From the Genesis block of the very first Bitcoin mined by Satoshi Nakamoto, and then going to the continuous blocks that are being mined by the miners right now. You can't shut it off. It's from there to there, and every line and every transaction has been written. And so they can't control that. You can't change that. That's when people say like Bitcoin is still decentralized and can't be manipulated in the way that the US dollar or a fiat currency can. There's triple, quadruple, 5-6 times overspending of the same dollar, and then there's no way to really track it. And you can see that with Doge and what the Department of Government Efficiency is doing with Elon Musk and his team of tech heads. These dudes are geniuses, and they're having a hard time tracking down the amount of fraud. They've found so much fraud that they're probably like, it's just like just lines and lines of billions and billions of dollars where it's just like, oh, it's far worse than. I bet if we actually knew the amount, it would just be there. It would just be out of control. That's what I think a lot of this is. It's pretty much all a giant scam. The stock market's a giant scam. The fiat currency is a giant scam. Everything is a giant Ponzi scheme. Pretty much. Nothing is off the table. Everything's a damn scam. The only thing that is actually being truly priced into all of this scamminess is Bitcoin. Jack Mallers puts it in a great perspective. He says, look, Bitcoin is priced into how much dirty fiat is in the world and where are they going to put it? Where are they going to put it? They're going to buy gold and they're going to buy the digital version of gold. It's Bitcoin. If it was something else, then that would be the talk. Then it would be that. But right now in our society as humans, it's Bitcoin, gold, precious commodities, real estate, land. Pretty simple. That is what has the value. Everything else is a meme coin. Everything else is a meme coin that can be minted, printed, unlocked, VCs dumping on your ass, and then that's kind of the nature of the market. So how do you get out of all of the scams and protect yourself? Learn about Bitcoin. Am I speaking craziness? I don't think so. Is it bouncing off of 80? All right, let's see. Did it? Oh, nice. Yeah, okay. So we called that did we call that bounce? Yo. We have to see it. It might not be a bounce. There's no volume to support it. There ain't no volume. Look at the volume difference of where we had this candle and this one to push it up a little bit. They're not injecting any liquidity in here. There's no volume. So even though that level now is just going to be invalidated, and because of the nature, look at how fast we trucked it up. I mean, they could totally bring us right back down into 79,000 because this is where we flew out. We just flew out of here. This was the bounce zone, a very, very key bounce zone. If we look at, where's my chart? Where is my Coinbase chart? I need the Coinbase chart. Okay. Look at this 78,000. When we look, we traded under this. Key support down here was validated to bounce right here at 75. And then this right here, I even marked it. I was like, this was the bounce zone from here. Once we touched it and we basically all combined with Trump's tariff announcement, we traded right into the bounce zone, and then it's like they timed it perfect. And what's so crazy is that, you know, there's a major backlash with this, with the insider trading. That basically, if you think about it, think about how the hyperliquid traders, or that hyperliquid trader, the one that they went into the market perfectly on a long with like $200 million, and it was like a 50x long. They were pretty confident that their position would not get liquidated. And so I wonder who that insider trader is. It's got to be someone on Trump's team. It's got to be someone that is on the inside. It has to be someone who is in those dinners after the White House events, and they're sitting at the table and they're just like, is it Barron? No, these guys are not playing by the rules. Here's the thing, like Trump is I love what Trump is doing, but I can't be naive and think that like everything that the Trump administration is doing is all clean as a whistle. They're politicians. They like if there's an opportunity for them to be insiders, they're going to be insiders. It's just like in crypto, all these dudes that were basically given the opportunity to be an insider, they took it. They're like, I don't want to work hard. I want to be an insider. I want to be an insider. Like, and look at what being an insider gets you. Look at Dave Portnoy. He got a refund. He got a refund on being an insider for a giant scam like with the Libra token with Argentina. He got a refund. Are you kidding me? We're not the same. No. There's no refunds in this damn casino. You don't get a refund in the casino. You don't get a refund in the casino. Talking about a refund. Put a 1 in the chat if you think that is the dumbest crap. I think that is just so. Like you should not be allowed to be in crypto ever again if you got a refund for promoting a scam. I want you to actually lose double of whatever you lost. That's what I actually want to happen to you, Dave Portnoy. You shouldn't get a refund. You should lose more. Getting a freaking refund. Oh my gosh. It seems like he might have cried enough where he was like, oh, I didn't know. And he's sponsored by Kraken. What world are we living in here in crypto where it's just like, come on, sponsor me. Jeez, sponsor Dave Portnoy for getting refunds on being a freaking scammer. The hell out of here with that crap. They support the wrong people, these exchanges. Bunch of ninnies. I would never. I'm not gonna get a refund. If I lost my money, it's gone. I've never expected at any point to try and I'm going to get a refund on my losses. No, you work hard and you try and make that back. Get a freaking refund. I ought to slap, man, I don't even want to say it, but man, if I saw Dave Portnoy, I'd be like, you don't deserve to be in the quote trench for getting a freaking refund. It's insane. All right, so let's see what's happening on the 5-minute with all this volatility, because there's some massive volatility right now. Bitcoin is, oh my gosh, it's going down. It's like someone just said in the chat, like catching a falling knife. Man, we did, oh man. Sometimes closing all trades is the best thing that you could freaking do. If you feel like it's about to be destruction mode and you're about to get just breaking through these levels. Falling through the floor is what I call it. Falling through the cracks of the floor. If you're an Underoath fan, you would know that line. I swear I fell right through the cracks in the floor. Tell everyone where are we going down? Well, I will tell you right now. Look, the bounce zone from yesterday was 78,600. Okay? So if they're going to be real mean to us right now and smack us they'll bring us right back into that level, and that would be a great level. That would be another bounce level. So it could be that they bring it. It looks like they're wanting to make it fall straight through, and they could bounce it really hard off of this level. Yeah, they're really trying to smack it right now. This was a fake out bull flag kind of, because if you think we really fell pretty good and wicked and started to look like we were about to break, and then we cooled off right here, and then it looked like we were about to start to crush up, because if you want to do the measured move of what we could have done here, if it was to be validated, then we would have just traded back up into that 83.1. First you got to dump, then you're going to pump. So yeah, we got invalidated. We got faked out on the bull flag. If you went long, you had a very short window to take profits, and it was from here to here. It was kind of like pre-market open, kind of was looking. Yeah, first you trump, then you dump, then you pump. Yes. So it's Trump, dump, pump. So Trump, dump, pump. Trump, don't pump. Yeah. Trump, don't pump. Yeah. Ooh, gosh. This is we just got Bart Simpson, baby. Oh, no. Look at this. Oh, my gosh. We just got barted. We just got barted in the face. Holy freaking crap. We just got jacked in the mouth. Hold on. We just got destroyed. Give me a second. Where can you add? I'll tell you what the hell a Bart Simpson pattern is. It's right in front of our faces right now. Where's the tool? Guys, help me. I forget where the tool is to add a picture. Where can you add the picture again? Oh, there it is. Get mogged. That's basically what just happened. You just got mogged. But we could have a really good opportunity. So now let's look at this on the 45-minute. Oh. No. All right, so now let's just look at Bart's head, and if we go, we're going to go probably down to his ear. About right there. It's called the Bart Simpson pattern. It's where it runs up his head, you get chopped, it's a zigzaggy head, and then it goes right, slides right back down like a sweat drop. It's like, shoo. And then your only hope is that we really, really can bounce, and then we can complete the pattern. But we buy. So I didn't DCA anything just yet, but we are going to now that everything just took a swing, took a plunge. Oh my God, that was such a good move. We could have shorted, but here's the thing: we're better off longing on some of the support here. Once we hit it, if we can validate some support, then we're going to get into a juicy long. But there's the Bart. Smash up the like. If you're just now learning about, and put a 1 in the chat if you are just finding out about the Bart Simpson pattern. Ooh, God, look at that. Look at this drop. Oh, baby. Talk about getting out of those trades at the peak moment. So we got to really watch this. This is very interesting. This is very interesting. And our freaking computer can't even keep up right now with all this. I'm not, hey, I told you. I was like, look, if this freaking bull flag doesn't play out, they're going to wreck us and freaking drop us down to the freaking floor. But this right here is a nice, it's nice. It could give us some hope and bring us and maybe trade us back up to the bull flag area where we just had some major resistance. But we really got to match it with some volume. Because they could, this is also could be a trap. You know, it could be a trap. They could trap a long, it could trap longs right here. So you just got to be careful. You can get trapped right here. And they'll just swing it right down on this bounce zone. I mean, look, this is literally exactly where we just came from. There's no other real support. I mean, is there any support at 79, 79.3? That could be... I don't know. See, you just have to be very careful with movements like this because... I get faked out all the time with candles like this. I'm like, oh, it's back. Oh, it's back. And then you get in, and then they're like, gotcha. And then they bring it right down to this level, and they smash you, and you're like, son of a... So you just have to... Don't chase it. Don't chase it, and just, like, wait for some of these levels to actually get validated. Because you can easily get trapped. But you can see maybe they're coming in with some volume. Maybe they're coming in with some volume now. Volume's only, it's coming up. Okay, it was up just at 3%. Now it's go up 7%, 66 billion trading volume. I would just be very weary. Just don't fully trust this 5-minute candle. It's really, I think what we did is we pulled a fib from the high to the low. If you do on the 4-hour, and it brings us literally the 618 right to, if we went here to here, I think it was the 618 was like right on the freaking money. Or was it the 45-minute? Am I pulling it from the right spot? I don't know. I think when I pulled it the last time, it looked like it was that was right into that zone, but yeah, it's really. Oh, this okay. I think that they're gonna bounce it hard off of this 78.6. If they do that, then it could do a little trigger here. Is there a spot where it triggered like that before? Like it kind of swooped and then it went more into the upside. We'll have to see. Go. We're on the 45-minute chart right now. We're watching Bitcoin fall through the floor. Look at that white candle. We don't want to call it a red candle. We like white candles. When we're on TradingView, we fully switched our brains to just go white candles. We like the green and white, and we're playing around with some, with making the charts look a little happier. We don't want it to be too crazy. But look, guys, I told you, fake out candle. You get trapped in that crap. You can get so trapped in a candle like that because look, they faked volume to push it up to try and get you to think that that was the level that it would bounce, and then you get trapped. And then you have to take a loss and sell, or you're getting liquidated, especially if you just went in for like 50x, 100x, anything like that. You get rocked right there. Boom, rocked. So right now we are really watching this bounce zone because this is where we just previously lifted off from. So it could be where the market is trying to respect these levels. Doesn't mean it's going to go exactly there. Anywhere from now, from here to this range of 78.6 is going to be interesting. But my computer is having even a hard time keeping up with the data of what's happening right now. So give me just a second. I gotta beef this thing up. I have to optimize. I have to optimize this thing to turbo boost it. Need to turbo boost it. All right, there we go. And then do that. I think that'll help. All right, there we go. We probably just have too many tabs open. Let's do some tabs. Oh, well, see, my computer's fine. I think I think the way that the memory is allocated and how I think it's my graphics card, to be honest. I think my graphics card is what is causing me a lot of my problems. If I were to just get an NVIDIA GeForce, like just brand new, like out of the box graphics card, that's not an AMD, I probably would be doing better. So I think it's my AMD graphics card, if I'm going to be completely honest. I think that's what's kind of jacking me up. Because my computer, honestly, is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Should be. It's got freaking 36 gigabytes of RAM and I have most of it allocated to be able to run these freaking programs. But I've just noticed these chart websites, man, they take a lot of memory. Like if you have like an exchange up and also TradingView, and you have TradingView up 2 different tabs, I mean, it just sucks. It just sucks your memory dry. Okay, so looking like we're going to that bounce zone, my friends. Would have been a pretty epic short if we were just gonna just do that, but we got just more out of the trades and just are now waiting, which is fine, which is still a good move if you think about it in terms of a risk to reward. To exit out at break even like we did. I think maybe we just lost like $5. We saved our account from being breached. And now that we're actually going to go into a different market structure, now going into the close of the day after lunchtime, we're going to see if the traders are going to, the sellers are going to get exhausted, and we come in and we'll actually hit this bounce zone. We might fall through it, then I would look for the next level, which is marked from the previous bounce, and it is at 77,200, which would be a pretty nasty level too. That means everything, all the stuff is going to give back some of the gains that we just got from yesterday. They like doing that. I will say they do like doing that. They like giving us that gain, and then we think it's just going to continue to run. But unless the freaking things that we've been talking about line up, it's not going to go run, bull run, banana zone until we get the Fed saying, yes, we will cut the rates at this point and time, and it's going to be this amount. Here you go. That's what they're going to do. And then when the liquidity comes in, when they're like, look, oh my God, look at that. Look at that. I gotta hold on. I gotta close stuff. I need more memory. Look at this. Look at that bounce. Was this the bounce zone? Son of a freaking mother effer. God, my freaking computer. This is crazy. What is happening with my freaking computer? This piece of crap. No. Just friggin' work. Just friggin' work. I'm about to crash out on this damn thing. Holy crap. What the freaking hell, man? This is insane. Ooh, that could have been fake bounce too. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Here we go. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh no. Okay. My computer can't even handle this right now. This is insane. My computer's like really trying really hard. Why are you having such a difficult time? Can't even load. Stop it. All right, I got to shut everything down. I have to shut all things down. I don't even care about any of these rest of these news articles. Besides a few of them. Okay. I'm starting to get back memory. I can hear it. Come on, stop. This is crazy. Okay. Oh, no. Okay, it's back. It's acting normal now. Holy crap. Is everyone's charts like when this happens? I feel like your just charts and your computer, your memory just starts going. It's just like no. Even your computer can't even handle the drop. Okay, they're putting in the liquidity. We're putting in the liquidity. They're putting it in 78.7. Are we back? Are they going to put it in? Are they going to give it to us? Are they going to give us the bounce zone? This is where we just bounced from before. Oh, shit. Okay, hold on. Are we back? Okay. All right. We got to look at this because we got to go into our... We're in our prop trade because we want to catch these moves to do our best. Oh my gosh. What is happening? Okay, there we go. There's so much volatility right... Oh, that was the... Look at that! Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. Holy freaking crap. All right, guys. That might be it. That might be it. This might be the bounce where they're going to bounce it. I think we're gonna go in with a little bit more size here. We're going to stop loss at 1%. We're going to where we just came off. Let's see what happens. Okay, we got our fill price right at 79. Wasn't as low as we would have liked it because we weren't sure. We weren't sure if this was going to be the actual bounce. But this could also be a fake out. We got to watch it because it could be a fake out. But if they can give it to us, if they can give that bounce to us, that would be quite special. We have a stop loss set. We have a stop loss set. We're going to make it real tight. You think it might be a fake out. But that was a nice level to bounce off though. That was a nice level to bounce. If they get, come on, bulls. If we could just get the bulls right now. We need the bulls. That was such a good level to bounce. What a great level to bounce from. We're literally calling it the bounce zone. I mean, come on, market. Give us the bounce zone. Give it to us. I think we need the pump song right now. That's what we need. We need the pump song. The pump song needs to come on right now or the market's toast. I need the likes up, guys. Come on. Oh, we're almost at 30, and we can get the likes to 30. That would be even better. That would be even better. I want to send some people in the United States some coffee. Oh, yeah. Okay. All they have to do is give us the liquidity. Put the volume in there. Let's go. We need volume. Ooh, and look at that. Look at that. Last time we hit right here, look at that trigger. Brought us some 81, 82. 1% moves, but oh my gosh. Okay, so here. Man, they are really testing us right now. They're really testing us. Look at that. Look at this. Look at those three candles. 1, 2, 3. Oh my gosh. Oh, man. But then see what they could do right now. By they, I mean the market makers, offshore exchanges, sending off Coinbase and Binance. They could wick this thing right back up. All they have to do is wick it right back up. They can put volume in and go, and it could wick right back into this area. Boom, right there, right into here. Can wick it right into there, right into 78.8, right into 78.8. They'll wick it. They'll wick that son of a gun right back into 78.8. You can see it. I can almost see it. Look at the right bottom. Look at the pinch in between these two candles. Look at the pinch in between these two candles right here. Yeah, no, Binance, I wish Binance would just go out of business, to be honest. I don't like Binance. I think Binance is a terrible exchange. I think they're the reason why we've had such market manipulation, and there's a reason why CZ got put in jail. You ever think that sometimes someone got put in jail because they're scamming people? People are like way too, like praising these people in crypto, and I'm like, you don't know what kind of freaking crazy freaking deals that these dudes have been doing, or like what the reason why they had to pay $4 billion is maybe because they've scammed the entire market out of more than $4 billion. Did you ever think about that? Like, I am not going to sit here and be like, oh, let me just praise these people. No, these exchanges are the worst. They do not care about you. They don't have your best interest in mind. The moment that they can trade against you, they will, and they do. And so we just need to accept that and know that if we don't play the game, yeah, he's not running Binance anymore, but he's an advisor. He can still be an advisor to the company. And it's quote, and like, so I'll just say this: whoever is behind doing these Solana and Bitcoin rips, clips constantly every time we feel like we're going to get some momentum and then they dump it on us, that should be illegal. Some stuff should be illegal. It shouldn't just be an all free market. Like, it's just, that would be crap. That's no, we can't do that. That would be ridiculous. There's got to be a line somewhere. It can't be full anarchy. Like, you can't be full market anarchy. It's really, it's not sustainable, and really it puts a bad taste in anyone who's actually really trying to be a legitimate trader, because then basically the thing that you have to do as a trader is like, okay, cool, I have to know that the game is rigged. As a trader, you just have to accept that the game is rigged, and you have to then play along with the rig. You have to then just accept the rig. I don't know. Chris Profit said, what if it's been BlackRock's plan for Bitcoin this whole time is to destroy it by accumulating as much as possible, and then the moment, you know, we all go into it, they dump it on our heads. I don't know. And then Michael Saylor ends up being the calf that gets slain, the cow that gets, you know, slain and put in the meat grinder and gets liquidated when he gets margin called out of a $65,000 Bitcoin or something like that. I mean, is that the reality that we're going to go into? I think there is a 10% chance that that'll happen. Maybe there's more a percent of a chance. I think there's maybe about a 15% chance that could happen, which is still a big high chance. But I'm more on the side of like 85% to 80% that's not the case, that they are accumulating for like 15, 20 years out, not for just like some short-term volatility. And to make people like Michael Saylor or all these companies or, you know, the US government look stupid for being bullish Bitcoin. I don't think that's the case. If you look at the trajectory of where the US dollar is going and just like printing money, like and trying to give numbers of inflation and all this bull crap, it's nonsense. All those numbers don't mean a damn thing. We just need to know that the Federal Reserve has imaginary numbers on the screen and they print money. That's it. That's all you need to know. You don't need to get so like all technical and like, oh, let me learn about the bonds and the treasury market. Who cares? They print the money. Where's the printed money going to go? Where's the printed money going to go? Where else can it go where it's a limited supply? Where else is it going to go when it's a limited supply? You tell me. I want you guys to tell me. Please tell me in the chat. But but think about it. Think about what has happened to Bitcoin since its existence. Has it been slowed down? No, it hasn't. It hasn't been slowed down at all. It's actually ramped it up. What's funny is that like actually all the things that have happened in the world has only ramped up the hash rate of Bitcoin. The hash rate's just going up. So if anything, This is why I think these billionaires, trillionaires, whatever, the hedge funds and the banks, they're all calling for $1 million per Bitcoin, because I think they do eventually. They know that the Ponzi game of the fiat currency doesn't end well. And all it does is it destroys your purchasing power. So the moment that we can just accept that fact, and then we're backing everything we're backing the actual, our US digital currency or whatever we're going to start using as the de facto whatever. It's going to be stable coins, by the way. It's not going to be a CBDC, but it is going to be a stable coin. The market is going to go wild, and where there's nowhere else for the liquidity to go besides into the cryptocurrency ecosystems. Where else is it going to go? I mean, is it going to go into the stock market? But then they're tokenizing stocks. Everything is tokenized. Eventually, the whole stock market is going to be operating probably on chain. That's Solana's mission, is to actually get the stock market to be on chain. We invited the devil, BlackRock, to dance and are surprised he has 2 left feet. Yeah. Yeah, it is really interesting, because this is how this, and Chris probably makes a good point, is we had so much bullish news this cycle, literally more than we could ever possibly dream of, and yet price is still coming down. That's how they fool you. That's how they gaslight you. It's all a play. I think it's all a play. It's a play that looks like as old as time, or as old as at least previous cycles, because we see when they've done that play, they make market uncertainty. Oh, turmoil. What do we do? You got to lower the rates. Then they pressure the feds, and then the feds act all hawkish or dovish. And then we're waiting for Jerome Powell and to just shuffle some papers in front of us and go, well, we're going to, and you don't need to even need to worry, because they're going to cut the rates. The money's going to come in. There's nowhere else for the money to go. They're trying to make you think that there's somehow there's other places for the dollar to go that are going to give 65% year on return since its existence. No, it's no. It's a no. So don't let them gaslight you, even with the volatility. Look out macro and know that in freaking 10 years, everything is going to be on chain. Everything. It's the base layer settlement of the freaking internet. Look at the macro trends of technology and the advancements. It all leads to money on chain. If you're not there before everyone else ends up realizing it, then you will be buying the tops or whatever. But I don't know. I think that these cycles that are going to come in now, where we've always been at below a $3 trillion, $4 trillion market cap, total crypto market cap for the entire freaking space. We are going to be getting into the 20 trillion, 30 trillion for the whole space. You just have to be here. Be here before the freaking people that are from the old traditional financial systems that we're trying to beat. We're trying to beat them. We need to beat the Wall Street. Don't let Wall Street be there before you. We've been talking about this for years. We've been perma bullish. And now we're going to give up? Absolutely not. I'll be damned if I get shaken out of this freaking crypto market and I see all those damn traditional finance guys. Oh, we're smart. We were in the crypto. No! We were here before you. And we will come out successful. So stop getting gaslighted. It's like they do it. I feel like they do it every freaking market crash or cycle or whatever. After a president is elected, there's some crap, and then like it's just no. We need to not get shaken out. I mean, stuff is. It's like right now, stuff is so. It's like it's ungodly still cheap. If we ponied up with and put our money where our mouth is in the next couple months and just buy spot crypto of the top narratives right now, you could pick 10 coins. Keep it real simple. Literally go and just look at the World Liberty Financial Wallet and you can pick Ondo, AVAX, Say, Mantle, Tron, ETH, Bitcoin. There you go. And you can build a portfolio off of just that. Put $1,000 into each one of those and literally don't touch it until Bitcoin is over $200,000. Could it be that easy? It could be. But if you're a day trader, it's a little different than that. You know, you could still be playing off of these and trading these intraday with the movements like Bitcoin. Obviously, Bitcoin, ETH, and Dogecoin, and there's a lot of coins that are very range respected, so you can. It's like really good to trade those coins. That's why people like to trade those coins. If you see, there's actually coins that in the markets, you know, kind of can signal through the trading volume that they are the top coins that traders like to trade, like XRP, small ranges, and then it does have points where it breaks out. ETH is kind of like it'll kind of hit. It's really good at respecting resistance, that's for sure. And then you got Bitcoin doing its thing, doing the rangy stuff. But man, I mean, right now is just where you really just have to lock in and not lose focus and know that like we are in a we're in a bullish territory. I know there's a 90-day tariff pause. It's only 90 days, but the pause is to force countries to make a deal. That's all it is. It's just to make a deal so then we can just be like, okay, who's going to make the deal? Okay, cool. You're not going to make the deal? Tariffed. It's like, oh, you're not going to make the deal? Tariffed. Oh, you want to do more negotiations and play hardball? Tariff. You get a tariff. You get a tariff. Are you feeling terrified? Cool, you get a tariff. Terrific. Okay, so you get my point. Just don't let those Ponzi games drop you out of being a part of the big Ponzi, you know? You have to play the game with the players. It's the only way we are going to survive. Nice. If it dips, it dips. Oh my gosh, this thing is really just... So they're playing they're playing the games right now. So this is interesting. Okay, they did trigger it. Look at that. They triggered it. Oh, they're triggering it. Oh, look at that. And printed a green dot. But the tariff big stick, yes, it is working. It is working. Because if you think about it, it's like at the end of the day, you don't want to be shut out of anything with America. It's apparent, obviously, when American trade and all this stuff is up for question and there's uncertainty, that the whole world doesn't like it. So it shows the dominance and the strength of the United States still as a country in terms of world trade and GDP and all that stuff. It kind of solidifies that we are able to be the ones, and especially with the Trump administration, that we're able to make these deals, and it doesn't have to be through violence. It doesn't have to be through like threats of, putting like boots on the ground or anything like that. That would be crazy. But I think if Trump is smart, all of the deals that are going to be made are going to be all financially based. They're all going to be to where, if he's smart, that these deals aren't shady. It's not like, okay, we'll make the deal, but then they get screwed in the end. I think Trump is probably one of the best deal makers on the entire planet. That's why he's the president. That's why he's the president. He is probably hands down one of the best deal makers in history. And he enjoys doing it. There's clips of him saying like that's like his absolute favorite thing in the entire world is closing a deal. And deals usually, if you're really good at them, benefit both parties. It's not a one-way street. It's two ways. You help me, I help you. I'm going to make you an offer you can't refuse. This is what Trump is doing. He's like, I'm going to make an offer you won't refuse. That is my hope. That is my hope. And that ultimately would just bring dominance fully back into America, and we can start really making some gains here. We can get some tax cuts. We can figure out like exactly how we can operate our and manage our portfolios in terms of our American-based crypto holdings. If you're in the United States, it's like a lot of stuff that we can start to think about, and also maybe starting a crypto business. There's all kinds of stuff. A lot of hope for the next few years. But yeah, it's funny that this is just to be clear. Did we forget that like the past 4 years of the administration is the reason why everything is the way it is right now? It takes longer than 3 months to unravel 4 years of slush fund money, Democratic ran craziness, money flying out left and right, all the just spending taxpayer dollars money on things, just like I guess they're spending and funding transgender mice studies. I don't know. I've been like, what the hell is going on for the past 4 years? They convinced everyone that if you sneezed that you were gonna kill grandma, and force people to take the jab. And people are wondering why stuff is the way that it is, and that why countries are pushing back so much now, because they're like, oh wait, now the clowns aren't in control anymore, so we can't manipulate and rip off the United States. And quote, these countries ripped off the United States, but because they were allowed to. And they were allowed to through the Congress, through the House, through these people waving their flags and doing their thing. But instead, sheer craziness. So what's happening is that the media narrative would play out that like, oh, there's a bunch of people that are unhappy with what Trump is doing or what Elon is doing. And I think it is a giant narrative, fake narrative creation that there's just so many people that are unhappy about what's happening. And I just think it's not true. I think some of these people are paid and they're Soros operatives that are being brought into areas to promote fake protests and to start fake protests. And then because that has such a psychological trigger on people that are not strong-willed and they're easily manipulated, they're just like sheep going in and going, oh, yeah, and all they do have to do is just catch those people that are unwilling to think for themselves. They catch them with the net and they go, here's this piece of paper. Here's this piece of paper. This is what you're protesting about. Here's the sign. Oh, and by the way, go key Teslas. You don't think that's planned? You don't think there's a planned opposition to make you think a certain way? I might be planned. I'm planned opposition. Oh, those son of a guns. Man, they're really doing some stuff with this market, guys. They're gonna are they gonna chop us? Are they gonna chop us up in this range right here? Or are they gonna about to bring us to 77 too? I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I'm right or not, but I feel that there has always been a very, very extreme force and influence to really make us think things are true when they're not. We see it with the media articles and how even the articles themselves are worded and just this whole kind of psychological warfare that they've been playing on us. And what it does is it does pin us against each other, whether it be, oh, you're a Democrat, or oh, you're a Republican, or you're a liberal, or you're a whatever. And it's like, at the end of the day, every one of these groups, so-called groups, at their core, at their heart, we all kind of want the same thing, but then there's some micro things that we obviously are not going to fully agree on. I mean, this is what it is. That's why we live in America, because then it's kind of like we're a boiling pot of things that we mostly agree on, but then there's some stuff that we kind of, which is natural. It's like we're not all going to agree on everything. But I will say we probably could agree that the fact that there's been some really dubious things happening with when it comes to big pharma, big agri, the way that the school administrations have been manipulated, and it just kind of all these things, and you start to think like, okay, there probably is a coordinated effort to take control of your control over your own family. So there is 100%. I think we can probably actually, it's 100% proven now. There are institutions and people that want to break your family apart and make you an individual. So then you get more money. The system gets more money when you are broken into micro fractions from your family. If you stay strong with your family and you stick and you actually help each other You don't have seven different micro broken out households that have to pay rent, have to pay all this stuff, have to do all this stuff because they convinced you that you need to go out and be a full individual that has to now do these things. We've all been sold a freaking bag of freaking lies. We've all been sold a bag of freaking lies. And we have been encouraged as a society to, once you're 18, go get an apartment, go get a rent, go start getting yourselves in debt. No, I already told you, Tony Trump, I did vote for Obama back when it was the hope and change era, and we all got fooled. We all got fooled by that dude. Then the 4 years came through, and I was like, oh. And I was like, oh, okay. Man, they really got us there. It shows how you could be easily fooled by a charismatic, good talking. Well, we tortured some folks, and well, we tortured some folks. Going back in the comments. Kenneth said, I disagree. What did you disagree about? I don't even know what I was even saying at some points. I'm just running my mouth. He said, I think you mentioned that you were a vet, and thank you for your service, by the way. And to all vets that watch this channel, thank you for your service. There are not everyone can do that, can do those jobs, can be of that type of service to America. So the people that do that, and 100% it is required for us to have those types of people. So thank you. I am not one of those people, and I have realized that, and so I respect anyone who is doing any type of public service, whether it be your police officer, firefighter, EMT, reserves, army, anything like that. Definitely commend you. It's not an easy task. Not an easy task. Okay. I wanted to give away all right, Kenneth said, I agree kind of with the tariffs. If they are real, I don't mind negotiating a better deal, but the firing federal worker thing is not cool to me. I fought for the country. It sucks that the bigwigs show they don't care. Yeah, so this is what's interesting, because it's not great. It's not like black and white. It's kind of like, we want to we're overhauling the federal government, and I'm sure there's probably got to be some federal jobs that are maybe are getting caught in the crossfire, I guess. And that I think that's where there could be some discrepancies. It's not we're all abolish the blah blah blah. These need to go, and then there are people that are working these jobs, and maybe not they're not all part of the fraud. They're not all a part of this thing. So it's kind of almost like AI. AI is going to take a lot of jobs, and it already has. And if you don't pivot into learning about AI or being really good at using it, then eventually you're just going to get replaced. And then is that anyone's fault in particular? I think it's the natural evolution of how the workforce is going to change, how our money system is, why crypto is probably going to be so important, and why there's going to be all this tokenization and stable coins, because guess what? They're probably going to airdrop stable coins to people that lost their jobs, and there's going to be millions and millions of people out of jobs. And instead of causing mass panic, and we know what happens when a lot of people are really hungry and they're poor, when people start getting hungry and they're poor and their situation starts getting really bad, it creates desperation, it creates uncertainty, fear, doubt, and chaos. I don't think we want that. And I doubt that all those millions of people that are losing their jobs are going to then learn a new skill overnight. Or then they're going to have to hit the workforce in a different type of way. So what is going to be available? I don't know. Are there jobs available for all these people that are now going to be losing their jobs? Probably not. So what's going to happen? I think my thought process is that they are going to do some type of universal basic income for people that make under a certain amount a year. If you buy your, and it's going to be by taxes. That's the thing. You're going to have to file your taxes, or they're going to be like, okay, well, how much did you make this year? And if you made under $40,000 a year, which we now know is like if you're making $40,000 a year, you're living paycheck to paycheck. Let's just be honest. If you're making that much a year, it used to be able to pay for all your stuff, but now it doesn't. See, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, $40,000 a year actually you'd be fine. But now you're probably in debt. Unless you are like a minimalist, you're the super saver, you have no debt, you're living in a van down by the river, then sure, 40K is enough for you. But nowadays, it's not. So they're going to probably issue stable coins to people so they don't go out and literally cause mass chaos and panic. Because these people are going to need to eat, they're going to need to do something, and because if you're printing the damn money anyway, you're printing the money anyway, and we've had to pay taxes on printed money. So what are we talking about here? If we can just print money and send it over to a war, why wouldn't we be able to print mint digital internet fairy money and deposit it into accounts so people can live a freaking normal life? This is what is the biggest freaking scam in human existence. It's such a freaking scam. Because in a second, they could just mint value and put it in someone's wallet immediately. What do you think your paycheck is when it gets direct deposited in your bank account? It's just freaking numbers on a screen. And the bank doesn't even have enough to even give out to everyone if they all went to the bank at the same time. If we all went to the bank at the same time right now and said, I want my money, the banks would be in a free fall. The banks would be in a freaking free fall. If everyone right now said, screw the banks, I'm taking all my money out and I'm putting it into Bitcoin. What if everyone right now just said, I'm making mass transactions out of the bank and putting it into Bitcoin? What do you think would happen? called a bank run. And none of them would be able to do it. Because what they do is any cash that you put in there, they immediately lend it out. So they can lend out 100% of the cash that you put in the bank. Wile E. Coyote said they were spending taxpayer dollars on keeping lights on in empty buildings. Yeah. And also Social Security was paying 300-year-olds. Apparently in the United States alone, we have the, I guess, world Guinness breaking record of the most 200-year-olds. I didn't know we had that many 200-year-olds. I also didn't know we had that many 9-month-old affluent business owners that were 9 months old that needed government federal loans either. I didn't know that. Whilst we have people dying on the streets from fentanyl overdoses, from fentanyl coming over the border, from countries like China, like Mexico, like Canada, comes through Canada too. We should shut down all borders and be like, bye. We should shut down all the borders. For 4 years, we left our borders completely open to poison the American people and steal the money. If you just want to be brass tacks and be like, okay, here's the deal. They stole all our money. They inflated our currency. And they poisoned the American people through injections through the jab and through fentanyl and drugs coming through the border. Don't talk to me about anything else, about your Democrat, liberal, whatever, Republican, Trump, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. Tell me why in 4 years we had all our money stolen. We were told lies about COVID and the vaccinations, and our borders were wide open. Why? Please, I don't care what side you're on. Why? Give me a solid answer as to why that was happening. Please. We probably really don't know the extent of how many people actually got mogged, fully destroyed. Think about how many families were broken up and destroyed. And I know personally that I think families that if you were already on rocky ground, you were chopped. I almost got chopped. My family was at risk. I almost hit the bottom. But luckily, I have a strong marriage. I do have a strong will. I love my wife. I love my daughter. I have fought. The most sinister, darkest energy that we ever experienced going through these 4 years almost got chopped. And these people want to come up in here and say, oh, it's Trump's fault. Oh my God. Can't even begin to imagine the true destruction that these past 4 years from the Biden administration and that crime syndicate and what they did to us. I will never forget it, and you shouldn't either. We're like letting them get a pass. No, you don't get a pass. We're coming back stronger, and we're coming for your ass. How about that? We're coming back stronger. We're not going to let you know what? These next 4 years, we're coming for that ASS. We're coming for you. Tired of the crap. At the end of the day, I don't care what the freaking numbers say. I don't care what the CPI data, the freaking whatever. How about this? For 4 years, we were getting scammed. And now it's time to get unscammed. For 4 years, we were getting gaslit and scammed. And now we're exposing the scammers, and they're running and squealing. Oh, keep running. Keep running. Keep running. Fired up now. Because at the end of the day, we are all human with our basic needs, and at the core of us, we got a lot in common. We really do. We got a lot in common. I truly believe that in my heart, that we have more in common than we disagree with. But what the devil and the sinister energies of this world like to do is to magnify the things that we disagree on. So then we'll fight with each other. And then completely get distracted at the fact that we're getting bamboozled. If we all just collectively realize that we're getting bamboozled, shit would change real quick. Shit would change real quick. So for me, I feel like my last defense against these freaking scammers is to get better at learning about money, learning about Bitcoin, learning about trading, learning about investing. This is how, and just really locking into this, because I feel like this is the last hope. And for once, the government and our administration and Trump is kind of signaling this to us, to the middle class, low class, whatever, being like, we want America to win, and we're going to try and keep crypto bullish in America. If that's not a signal of hope to where you could be putting your sights and your eyes into something for the next 4 years, I don't know what is. This is why I feel like anytime I feel like I'm going to quit, I get real close, and then I feel all this. I feel this thing inside of me, and it goes, "No, you don't you dare quit, because this is it. This is it." I said, "Don't you dare let them make you think that you need to go and get the 9 to 5. Just literally just like, no. I'm figuring this shit out, and I'm retiring my entire bloodline. That's what I'm going to do." I hope you guys are doing the same thing. I hope you're just as fired up as I am. I'm tired of the crap. Tired of it. I hope you're getting fired up with me. Because we're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna take it. We're not gonna take it anymore. Oh, man. Woo! Can someone clip me saying I'm coming for that? Please, I headband. You got to go back and clip me freaking out. I don't know what just happened, but I just got on one. So some of fire just got lit under my butt. Woo! Yeah. Yeah, off-grid living. Yeah, the difference, like when you ask someone what is freedom to you, and it could be different. It could be a different answer for everyone, and you can say, well, freedom to me would be that, like, I don't have to worry about like rent. You could say, man, if I just didn't have to pay rent, I would feel so free. Or just being able to have enough money to just buy, even just to be able to buy your basic necessities that you need. You can be like, man, I feel free that I'm not like cutting it so close all the time. You maybe say you could feel a sense of freedom that you're working a job that you actually love to do and you don't feel trapped. You know, that could be a form of freedom to someone. Being able to not have to rely on a lot of things to be able to provide for yourself. Like you are be able to provide these things for yourself. That could be the freedom. Like Jason Casper, you know, he grows a lot of his food. He has chickens. He's you know, homesteading. You know, to him, that is a form of freedom. To know that if things were shaky, that you could provide for your family. That can be liberating. Just that. It's not even just really necessarily about the money, but it's, can you provide and take care of yourself? Man, I really started to get on one today, guys. But see, I think this is where I actually shine. I think this is where I actually shine, is when I really start to feel passionate about something. I really can talk about it, and I feel like I have a pretty good perspective. I'm not extreme one way or the other. I really am not. I'm really not extreme one way or the other. I'm compassionate. I do understand that, like, you know, especially with all the, you know, the stuff going around with the, you know, the liberals or whatever, and we're all classifying each other in these blocks and all that stuff. But really, it's just like I said, it's like at the end of the day, we all want very, very similar things. But they've hijacked a lot of these, you know, they've hijacked people and sent them out into the streets as warriors, social justice warriors. And I guess the best thing that you can do is have compassion. Stop. Tony Trump says, stop, you're 100% MAGA. What are you talking about? Well, here's the thing. I'm not like a freaking Trump thumper. I'm not like in love with Trump. Like you can't be like that with politicians, especially politicians. You gotta trust them like a fart in the wind. You don't know where it's coming from. It's like, wait a second, hold on. It's like, you said what? Now you're doing what? All right, we're getting a Bitcoin recovery. We're getting that bounce, baby. Let's go. We're getting that bounce. Let's see what altcoins are recovering the quickest out of this. Okay. We're back in the game. So we wanted to look at SUI, because when Bitcoin is strong, SUI gets real strong, and it likes to go with Bitcoin. So it could be a nice little volume recovery on these coins that we were just trading in. But we have to watch and make sure that this is a actual true recovery here. They're not trying to fake us, chop us up. Because now we're in between some key ranges here of 78,006 and 80,000. They can bring it right back into the wedge. Trade us right back into the wedge here, 80K. Looks like it. Looks like a nice wedge break. Another test. Yeah, I feel like they like try and force you to be like, whose side are you on? And it's like, they try and like force you to be like, well, you know, or it's like, it's such a mind game that it's just kind of like mind games, I guess is the best way that I can explain it. Okay. Yeah. Sui strong. Yep. Sui coming in with volume. Yeah, Sui, because we're trading strong on Bitcoin right now. We're actually getting a nice bounce. We're probably going to reclaim where we just broke down off of. That was a real nice liquidity fake out here for this bull flag breakout for the bulls. They got trapped and they liquidated probably a lot of those longs that were coming in right here. Boom, liquidate them if they didn't get out quick enough. So you think right there, range it, boom. They smack that range, and then it looks like a tight recovery here. V-shaped recovery going back into exactly where we just drew off. Which means that the alts are going to recover pretty. Yeah, it's a nice retest. That was a really nice retest. Sol is going to probably retest some of those levels that we were just at. If we're looking at the 4 hour, we could get a retest on... we could get a retest right in this level of 119. We gotta hold. We gotta really make sure we hold, and this is a true V recovery here. This is on the 5 minute. As long as we can just keep pushing volume and they can push us up, we could trigger it. Looked like we're about to do it. They're trigger up. Sol's looking pretty decent. We're at the basically close to that bottom of the range. We're pretty close to the bottom of the range. This could be validated. As long as we continue, we have to just keep that momentum, keep the momentum. Yeah, Sol actually right now looks pretty good. Sol looks good. If we can hold, this is a really nice bounce. And we'll just claim that 114. Could possibly claim that 114 again. Just basically levels exactly where we were just at. We were just ranging here. So I want to make sure it's not going to form a bear flag on the 5 minute with a trap, because they could roll us over. We have to make sure that they try not to do that kind of mess where they roll us over and then they drop us down into that level, that 77.2. We were trying to watch for that because that, we cleared here. This was a bounce zone. Was a nice bounce zone. So as long as we can really, hold this, we were holding this strong. then we can get up back here, no problem. Yeah, I'm liking Sol. I'm liking how Sol's looking. We got nice volume coming in on Sol. We're 109. If we can get under 110 and then push it up to 114, we can get a pretty decent buy here. Just going to just about this stop loss. Price at 120. Yeah, we now see pretty decent time to go long as we can hold this level. So we're testing. You know, we're basically getting in entries at close to the bottom, fairly close to the bottom. And if we can ride up this momentum, then we're going to be taking profits up here back where we just fell through, which is at 80,006. So 80,006 will be our area where we'd like to take some profits. We just have to keep pushing, as long as this is not a rollover. And smash up the likes. We almost got it to 30. We're so close. We're so close. Yeah, Sol, Sui, Bitcoin, really strong coins trading right now. And also Sonic, because of the nature of the on-chain metrics that are happening right now, I feel like Sonic could just explode. We could have some really good on-chain metrics and volume and DEX volume and all that stuff, and we could be pushing up to some bullish levels where we were just at. The S token. Yeah, look, the volume's going up. The volume's up 68% in the past hour. Sonic, I think, is going to do really well. It's like the on-chain metrics are really good right now for Sonic, and I think it could just be like boom. It could just be coming in hot. Really testing these levels, and then we could think like go up to 53 cents could be easy reclaimed level. So these are the coins that we're very interested in trading right now: Bitcoin, Sol, Sui, and Sonic. It's all S's. It's all S tokens. Everything's an S token. We're gonna do a 2,000 lots, and we will set the stop loss. We're gonna set the stop loss. And we're going to set the take profit at 50, what was it, 51? What was that, 51? We'll send that order. And take profit right up into a range. Yeah, even today with these particular trades, if we can clear $100, that's pretty good. I think we're good. We're waving here. It's looking pretty good. Looking pretty good on the 5 minute here. 45 minute. Pretty decent green candle recovery off that bounce zone. Looking at the 4 hour, you can see here that was just like what a mega, you know, reclaim of this level. But yeah, bullish. Longs right now that I'm eyeing that I just got into was Sol, Sui, Sonic, and Bitcoin, because we did bounce off of this range, and if as long as we can continue this volume and the momentum, then the alts will retest into these levels pretty quickly. Like for instance, look, 45 minute, look at the strong altcoins that whenever Bitcoin gets that recovery, they really start to crank up. They'll go up 1% off the bottom, 2% off the bottom. Sui, Ohm, Near. Athena, not so much. Cardano, Polkadot, pretty well. But really, the ones that are really bouncing off of this move. Look, AVAX, man, AVAX real strong, 2%. And remember, AVAX is in the World Liberty wallet along with Tron. Is there any CME gaps? I don't know. I'd imagine there had to have been some gap forming somewhere because the prices had been moving so drastically. Well, we're back into that area. And let's see. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. Come on. We're like, come on. Just hold. Just hold. Just hold. Come on, Bulls. Come on, Bulls. You can give it to us. You can give it to us. Give it to us straight, Bulls. See, I am going off of the Bollinger Bands here. If we can get back into 80,007, and you see here, we claim that, and you see how we squeezed right here and made a nice little rounding. I have my take profit set basically right on the top of the band. Oh really just, they gotta stop this. They gotta stop. They rolling it over on us? Are they gonna give it? Yeah, there's a big gap at 200K that needs filling. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, everyone. We almost got it to 30 likes. We were so close. We were so close. Largest tax and regulation cuts ever contemplated. Nice. Seeing if there's any breaking news. Bitcoin is powered by chaos. Yeah, no shit, Michael Saylor. We can see the chaos. We can feel it. We can feel it, brother. You don't have to remind us. I mean, the sellers at this point should just be fully exhausted. Like, we should just be exhausted already. The sellers need to be exhausted. And where are the buyers? Like, at 78? Is there just no buyers at 78? Are we just, is it not worth it? No buyers. Where's the whale orders? Where are the whales at? Are there no buys? Or are they just, oh, okay. Yeah, of course. You have a big buy order right up at 77, you freaking mother scratchers. Look, the exact level that I have marked here, 77.29. There's a large order that they're gonna fill for Coinbase at 77,900. $77,900. 77,900. 77,900. Right around in this wick area. Look at that. Right there. Right in this wick. You truckers. They better not fill that order. Why are you going to fit? No, don't fill a Coinbase order. Don't you dare. Just fill this order first. Why don't you fill this sell order up here at 82? Fill this order first. Can you just fill that one first? Yeah, it's not looking good. Not looking good. Looked like a rollover fake out. They just jacked us in the mouth. Boom. Dead cat bounce. And then it falls through. Oh my gosh. Let's go. We got 30 likes. Remember, the like button is always free. Dang, dudes. Dang, dudes. They really gonna chop us? Are they gonna chop us? It's either this or it is dead cat bounce. It's either a dead cat bounce or a winning W recovery pattern. Dead cat bounce or they will actually let us win. There's your two scenarios. It's either they're going to let us win or it's a dead cat bounce. Good. Well, guys, I'm getting really hungry. I did not eat enough breakfast, and now I've been streaming for way too long, or just the right amount of time. Possible. Man, it's hard to tell. It's really hard to tell. It's a little tricky right now. The only way that we can that we can reverse this is that the sellers have to be exhausted. They've got to be exhausted at this point. You know, I mean, look, they've just been selling it from this top here from yesterday, like in the beginning of the freaking day. So they've got to be exhausted by now. Like, the sellers need to be freaking exhausted. Yeah, like, come on. Like, it's so oversold. Completely oversold. Look, it's getting into massive oversold territory here. In terms of like an RSI standpoint. Look at how, I'm sorry, but look at how these candles are so lame. 6% and then just straight down the next day. If you look at it on the daily, it probably looks even dumber. Terrible. Let's see. Where's the Dixie? It's dropping. It's dropping to the level that we want it. Once it gets here, once it gets like below 98, that's when I think Bitcoin and the markets are going to start flying again. Gold's pumping. Iron 3,400. Oh. All right, babes. I will see you later. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow at same time, 11 a.m. Make sure you come in, say hello. And if you didn't already, just make sure you smash the like button on the way out. It's absolutely free, and it's the best way that you can keep this channel alive, because the only way that this channel is going to survive and beat the algorithm and just get people to subscribe and get my stuff out there, you have to hit the like button. You have to like it and you have to hit it. And if you're on the TV, you just hit up, right, right, select on your remote, and that can be it's your cheat code to hit that like button. And we really appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for humoring me with my rant today. And God bless you and your families. Hug them, kiss them, and try and spend some time with them this weekend. If you've been all in the charts all week, you've just been in the charts, really just take some time, spend it with your family, and just know that you're all, at the end of the day, it's like you're doing it and trying to do the things that you're doing so you can spend time with your family. So you can spend time with your family, because that's the most important thing. So with that being said, we'll see you on the next live stream tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you bring a friend in, be evangelistic, and it's like, church service. Oh, bring a friend to the service. Give him a pamphlet. And we'll see you tomorrow.
This token is the end game. It's the shitcoin of shitcoin. I mean, imagine telling your coworker you're quitting because Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic 10, and you coin. Boom! Imagine the media reporting on Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic 10, and you. Ticker is Bitcoin, breaking 1 billion market cap. Now, unless you hate money, go ahead and visit
HPOSNI.com.